Well, I woke up. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to do a test, but there's some serious cloud contamination, so it makes it difficult to get a conclusive test here. But I just thought I'd come out here and do it anyway. 43.5 on the brick. 43.5. 43.5. 42.5. Seems like all the temperatures are regulating themselves. About 39 degrees. And then that was out in this is under the shade. 45. 45. 45. 44. 43.5. Yeah, so there's yeah, we got some serious problems in the cloud cover. I think that we're gonna have to revisit this tomorrow, maybe. Hopefully we'll have more conclusive evidence, but I think that tonight it's going to be too difficult to know for sure if the moon had anything to do with the temperature difference. So anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. Okay, I'm getting up this morning. This is several days later after I did my first test, but I wanted to try something different because I was getting skewed results. There's the moon. It's not a full moon anymore, but it's definitely no clouds in the sky. Pretty cold this morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning. But if you can actually see right here, this is my shed, and actually I'm going to take a reading here. 25 degrees in the shade on the wood there, and then 24 degrees in the moonlight. So, but I don't know if it's consistent. See? Try to get close. 24.5. This is in the moonlight here. 23.5. This is in the shade, in the grass. 28. This is in the 25, 24.5. It's freaking cold this morning. So you can see 27.5. This is over in the moonlight. 25.5, 26. See, different spots are different, affected differently. So this is another potentially inconclusive test here. 26.5 on the bricks, and then here is in the shade. Yeah, I'm afraid that the moonlight, according to this test, is not really affecting it to make it colder. So I just thought I'd point that out. Anyways, thanks, guys. Okay, this is my car. Okay, this is my car, and I wanted to actually do a quick test of the car because you can see the moon here. It's shining down. Obviously it's frosty on the top, so I don't know if that's gonna factor into the results, but you can see kind of now the hood is in the shade, so I'm gonna actually take a reading here, see if I can see it. It's kind of hard to see with the, there it is, 19.5. Let's see. So the door is a different material than the top, I think. I think the top is actually metal, but the sides of the doors might be a fiberglass or something. So this is 22 door. These are in the shade, 22.5. This actually, see, that's metal. You can tell the difference in temperature. But if you actually look at the top here, 14, that's direct exposure to the moonlight. 15. Let's go to the back where you can't really get any moon. So this is the back of the trunk where it's all in shade. 19.5. So it looks like maybe I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing a good enough test here. 14.5. Those are in the shade. But right here, that's actually in the shade too. 12.5. It's freaking cold. Anyways, just thought I feel like a lot of these tests are inconclusive, but I still think it's important to keep trying to see if there's different materials that are affected differently. Maybe metal keeps getting colder and concrete holds its temperature better. I'm not sure, but I'm still trying to do some experiments to make sure. So anyways, I'll wrap this up for the morning and I'll try back here in a little bit. So I'm getting up. Well, I've already gotten up. My last video was like when I first got up, but the sun is technically behind the mountain still. So, but it's lit up enough to where you can kind of see everything. And I'm just showing that the light before the sun actually has direct contact will affect the temperature. So 20, it's an indirect sunlight that it's still warm. Now this was reading like 14 degrees, now it's like 20. Up here is 17.5. I mean, it's been getting light for like the last hour, but still no. This is where it was in the moon shade. So it's almost like it is a little warmer over there, and this is kind of like a fiberglass panel. So, anyways, whatever. Yeah, I don't know if you can kind of see the moon up there. So there's a lot of variables with all this stuff, so I thought I'd point that out. Anyways, thanks. Alright, well, you've gotten to the end of this video. I appreciate you all being patient with me. I'm not the best cameraman. I have learned a lot with how to, control my phone, which is how I did most of the recording here. This moonscape that you see is actually done with another camera that I was fooling around with a couple years back. So anyways, now with that said, I have drawn some conclusions from the testing that I've done over the last week or so.
And I feel that it's important that everybody remembers that it's kind of subjective, the results, unless everything is working together to draw a really good conclusion. So in this aspect, I feel like there wasn't a lot of results that came from the test, but I did learn something in how to test. Number one, I feel like with the patio cover, that actually worked as a sort of insulator from the weather or the elements. When I was doing the two different chairs, one under the patio cover and the other one out in the open. Well, I think that toward the end of the video, you can see that it's just better to have everything out in the elements, and then to have natural shadows being cast instead of the shadows that might be a different scenery, I guess you could say. Like, basically the bottom line is there's too many variables to try to understand these things. So I think when it comes to testing these sun, whatever location you happen to be in, Midwest, the South, the North, whatever. In other countries, winter, summer, I think that there's going to be different variables. Whether you are measuring temperature of the like concrete or metal or whatever. So these are things to consider. So this is my first video results test, or results of my test, and basically moving forward I'm going to figure out how to test things a little better. All right, thanks everybody for watching, and have a good one. Bye.